I'm just going to record it as well. I know Craig is, but just going to make sure we've got it there, because I know there's a few people who can't make it. It's sort of trying to look after people all around the world. It's a little bit tricky, but thanks for coming along. Thanks for coming to the launch party. Hope you brought your own champagne and streamers and balloons and things like that, because, you know, it's a bit hard to do over the Zoom, isn't it? Anyway, we'll just wait a couple of minutes while there's a few people still sort of rolling in. And I think the best way to get started is just to say, well, this is a new venture. This is something new. It's come through a bridging action that came to me a while ago, and it sat there for ages. Sat on my little whiteboard over there, and then just one day, as if by magic, it was like, hey, it's my turn. I need some attention, and then it just unfolded, and it was a bit of work involved, and myself and Irvin, who is on the call, I think Irvin's actually here, my trusty sidekick, and he's been working his butt off to help with a lot of the structure and putting it together and helping people in the background and all that sort of thing. So if I see him on here, I'll definitely get him to introduce himself at some point. So thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'm actually a little bit blown away that you guys have taken some time out on your Thursday to come and see me. So for those of you who don't know me, you've just come along out of blind faith. I'm Linda Blythe, and I guess that will do. I'm the founder of Genius to You, and you know, Genius to You really is something, as I said, it came out of a bridging action, and the story that comes out of it is really about what's it designed to do. It's a website. Okay, there's plenty of websites around. It's a directory. There's plenty of directories around. But what it was actually birthed out of was a perceived need for creators to be able to source other creators in all sorts of different roles. Now, the most obvious one is the coaching thing, because, you know, most of us come out of the Natural Success curriculum, and we're coaches or we're educators in some way, shape or form. But it goes far beyond that. You know, as we put ourselves out there into the world, one of the things is that we find ourselves in a situation where we put ourselves out there as best we can. Now, for some of us, we launch out on Facebook all day, every day, and kudos to you guys. Like, that's really hard work. It's, I put my things out every now and again, but some of you are so consistent with your social media, and I love that about you guys. For me, I find that's not something that I do consistently enough. You know, and probably because I don't, you know, I connect in different ways and other ways and all that sort of thing. And if that's your thing, that's awesome. But you might also find that after a while, you might be thinking, okay, there must be other ways to get in contact with everybody else, because it sort of almost feels like you're talking to the same audience after a while, doesn't it? And sometimes that audience actually isn't the audience that you need to be in front of. You want to be in front of other creators, other people who understand the work, other people who are looking for your coaching or your services, other people who understand things like creative tension and transformational development, or using end results, or tuning in, you know, all these sorts of things. And it's almost like we're in a different world where, you know, it's not very often you can rock up to your accountant and say, can we tune in to the end results for this financial year? They're probably going to look at you like, what on earth are you talking about? Whereas if you can go to a site like this and look up under professional services and see that there's an accountant there that's done the work, and you can actually even see, you know, what sort of level of the curriculum they've done, you can go, oh, I've just found myself an accountant here, or I found myself a lawyer, or I found, and I've got someone I can talk to, and we can use the language that we use. And I don't necessarily feel like I'm on a different planet. So essentially that's where it's come from. It allows us to bring our gifts, our talents, even, you know, whatever profession you're trained in, whatever skill sets you've got, and you can bring it to the website, either be listed as whatever it is you'd like to be listed as, or you can actually obviously find someone to work with. And that's another beautiful thing about this. As we go into the website, I'm going to share the screen with you shortly and show you around, but it really opens a new avenue, a new audience of people that you can connect to in genius ways. And I think that's one of the most exciting things for me about this whole project, is really be able to put creators in front of creators. And that community is building, and that community is only getting bigger. You know, as we look at even just William's work, he's got the plan of having 1 million people go through the curriculum. Wouldn't it be great for those people to be able to converse and connect and to work together in those ways? And just spread that across the globe. It's just going to make that network even stronger, and for having more and more connection in that work. But also, you know, we've got some similar people who work alongside, well, on similar veins as William's work. So we've got obviously Robert Fritz, who was one of William's mentors originally as well. So path of least resistance and all that sort of thing. So someone might be trained in that. And Chris Duncan's work, those sorts of guys that are getting their information out there as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be just in the fish tank of natural success. It'll expand over time as we become more familiar with the structures, and making sure that there's a bit of a glossary, an understanding of when someone's done certain type of work, what sort of thing to expect. But it's not a directory that's open to anyone and everyone who happens to be an accountant or a lawyer or a coach or whatever. They actually do need to understand the structures that William works to some degree, so that we know that that's what we're getting into. So what you'll see on the directory when we open it up in a moment, you'll see it actually has on there what sort of courses everyone has done, you know, in terms of the natural success work at the moment. And as that expands, it'll expand out into other things. But it really just gets you out of the situation where you're standing on the edge of the cliff and you're calling out and telling people what you do and what you love and what you want to get involved in, and just hoping that it'll land into the right audience. This way, you've got an increased chance of landing in the audience. And the other thing is that we'll be encouraging people to do is actually to be, when you're coming in to look at the site, if you're trying to source a particular type of person or a professional of some sort, that they tune in. That it's not just necessarily who's on the top of the list that is going to be the person who gets all the, you know, phone calls for straight up or whatever. The person is going to be encouraged to come in, look at the list of coaches, look at the list of artists, look at the list of books, and tune in. What's true for you to reach out? Who are you want to reach out to? And it could be on all sorts of levels. Could be a health professional, could be a book, could be anything at all. And you'll see that as we go into the website in just a moment. And so it's become quite an exciting venture. And on top of that, we also have an area on the website called the notice board. I really love the name of that page. You'll see it up there. It's got notice in a couple of little, what do you call them, accents. Because it's like observe the obvious. What do you notice? And we'll have guests, you guys, anyone who's on the site can actually apply to be a guest article writer. You can write an article. I'm going to run really short and punchy podcasts. So just 20-minute interviews with someone who's a genius on our site. You can talk about what you do, why you love it, how you employ creative structure in that, and really get some engagement with the community. There's a collab space. So if someone's got a project and it's going to take a few different creators, like you might need a website designer and a graphic designer and you know, who knows, but you might want a few people to come together, a speaker or a facilitator or someone who's great at videography or someone who's really, you can put it all together in the collab space. So that will be unfolding too as we go along. So people can really get together and bring the bigness of the vision using the structures that we have. So I think before I jump into the website, what would be really good is straight up, are there any questions on what I've said so far? Because I feel like I've just basically downloaded you a whole heap of information in a very short period of time. So has anyone got any questions so far about what Genius to you is, or are you still scratching your head and going, I have no idea, just show me what it is? I've got lots of nods for the just show me what it is. All right, brilliant. So, well, I'll just share some screens with you in just a moment. And of course, someone on the page tonight, and someone, or if you've gone onto the mailing list or you've listed already, you'll actually win a year's package on Genius to you, which is pretty cool, because you'll get a chance to, I'll go through what that actually entails, but you can basically list on the website anywhere you like. So without any further ado, and of course there'll be time for some questions at the end. I'm just going to share the screen. And so here is the homepage when we come into Genius to you. It's a pretty easy thing to navigate around. So up the top here, we've got the menus, find yourself a genius, whether it's coaches, groups, masterminds, speakers, educators, podcasts, professionals and services, and more creative geniuses. Now, over time, obviously, as we get more people, these menus are likely to expand. We're going to have more pages, because otherwise we're just going to end up with really long pages and it's going to be difficult to find. So we're going to eliminate that by, as the community grows, we're just going to keep growing it and making it more and more user friendly. We've got a specific area for courses and events and our good old notice board. Products and books, you may have some artwork, some music you've created, you might have a CD, or well, not that we do those anymore, do we? But anyway, something to download musically or design or whatever, that's all going to be found in this area here as well. And features and latest, that's also part of the notice board, which I'll show you in a little while. And this final area here, it's actually not functional yet, but it will be for people who are listing in Genius to you. Little members area, again, take that collaboration a little bit deeper. We'll probably have some guest people offering some, little tutorials and information in terms of helping you with your business, building your business, that sort of thing. So it'll be a little resource for your business along the way. So I've got some cool ideas coming in for that members area for the listers as well. But essentially, as we come through here, as I said, a bit more information about what Genius to you is, more links to the pages if you can find out more. There'll be an event calendar that's filling up soon. And that's basically the home page. But the most exciting part is going into these pages here. So I'll just jump straight into the coaches, groups and masterminds, because it's a good one to start with. And so someone coming into a page like this, or yourself, you'll notice that we've got the coaching page here. So we've broken it down a little bit, and again, open to breaking it down even more as the different categories grow. So to begin with, we've got some one-on-one coaching, and you'll see that in each one, there's some information about the person who's coaching, and their contact details are easily accessible through just, hitting the button there or whatever. So it's easy to have your details there. Because it is a directory, we can't really make the descriptions too long, but having said that, we can put as much information as we like into the contact button. So in the pop out, we can have the contact details at the top. If you want to have a 3-page diatribe about what it is you do and why you love it so much, you're welcome to have it go into your pop out. So Ed here, he's got a little bit here, but there's you can have heaps. You can have like a whole page of stuff through there if you really want to. So you'll see a few familiar faces through these categories here. We go to groups and masterminds. So if you've got a group coaching program or some regular thing that's going on, they can definitely go in there. Specialty coaching, so business, intuitive mentoring, all these sorts of things. If you've got something specialty, you can put it in there. And as I said, I see that envisage that it's going to get bigger. We'll have specialties within the specialty, but so that people aren't getting lost. We'll make sure that it's easy to find as we grow. So that's super exciting. I won't go into all of the pages, but and we can just easily navigate through there. But I'll just go, where else should we go? Let's take a quick look at the professionals and services. So we've already got someone who's doing website design. He's based in the US and Guatemala. We've got some mortgage choice, mortgage broking, that sort of thing. Plenty of room for the legal people and the accountants. So if you know anyone who's done the work and would be qualified to list, send them along, because that's what people are going to be doing. They're going to be looking for all of these types of people coming through. Health and wellbeing services is another one, and tradies. Like, so if you're a brickie and you've done CYD, you can put your details in there. Imagine having a brickie or a concreter that turns up and goes, hey, what's the end result for your driveway? Let's tune in. Let's get how you want it to be done. So that's super cool. So I'll just jump over here as well, courses and events. So you can actually list out your events. Pricing wise, these are usually done in smaller lots. I mean, this is a directory. So if you're talking about a listing for your coaching, you know, directory, you want to be thinking long term. It's going to sit there, you know, over time, and people are going to be gradually coming through. With an event, it's a little bit more time specific for most people. So what we've done here is we've actually made the listings for events either 30 or 60 days. So you can start listing it 2 months out. Or you can list it a month out, and then we'll just keep it really updated. And in the very near future, on the notice board, there'll actually be a dynamic calendar where it just the next event will be at the top, and so on and so forth. So we can really direct people into what's going on. So we can see there's already quite a number of courses and things on the go through here. There's even a retreat. It's happening in Mount Shasta. So if anyone wants an amazing retreat over there, go and have a look at that. Some self-paced online programs. So if you've got an online evergreen course, this is going to be a great place to be listing it as well. So that's that. And then last of all, we'll go back and we'll have a look at the old notice board, because this is really exciting. I'm excited about this one. Is observe the obvious. So obviously here's our launch party, and you guys are here. Yay! Well done, first event, and a bunch of you are already here. At the moment, Alex has got a masterclass replay up. We're going to start running a little theme of the month here, which will eventually be feeding into the library of information that will go to our business owners, our listers. We're going to have a featured genius. So if you want to be a featured genius, you can reach out and become one of those. Our collab space, we'll be bringing that together very quickly. And of course, any news articles, you can be a guest blogger or write an article as a guest. And the dates calendar is going to go into the bottom here, and the podcast will go up there as well. So there'll be lots of things where you can come in. It makes it a dynamic site. It's designed to be a resource on several levels, not just for the people that are going to be listing on there, but also for the general public in terms of, you know, I mean, if people haven't done the work, they're probably not going to spend a lot of time on this site. But if they have done the work, they'll be very interested to be here and engaged and see what's going on throughout the community, and the people who have got their businesses and their creations going on, and even the products and books and things that are coming up. So of course they're always exciting, aren't they? So good old Williams books are in there, and I think we've got natural success in fiction. We probably should move that one. And that's the other cool thing about the site, is it's actually really easy for us to update. It's quick. So if you've got something that's time sensitive and then we need to change it, it's not something that's going to take 6 weeks to get done. We can do it very, very quickly. Urban's very switched on. And you know, he's basically your first port of contact after you've become a lister on here, and he will just be able to help you to sort whatever you need, sort it out. No problems at all. So I really encourage you to jump on and have a little look around the site, you know, see if there's something that appeals to you. As I said, there's art and music and all sorts of things on there as well. Michelle Lang, she's in there. She's got a couple of listings. She does some intuitive paintings and all that sort of stuff as well. So there's one of mine. Look at that. I was using it as a space filler, but it is actually still available if you want to buy it. It's actually behind me. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. So there you go. So, but if you've got artwork you want to move, you pop it on there. Who knows? You might find something you really love. So I'm just going to stop sharing the screen for a moment, and just if there's any questions or anything you're intrigued about that you'd like to find out more, or hey, if I've done a good job, you might not have any questions at all. So how about you guys? Anything coming up for you? Oh, Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, everybody.
Yeah,
Amazing. Firstly, congratulations.
Thank you.
Feels absolutely wonderful. Is there a limit to how many sort of categories you can list? Like I've seen Alex is obviously on fire with her everything, which is amazing. So I'm assuming there is
She was like, yeah, go for it.
There's no limit
no.
to.
If there's a category that you think that fits, and obviously we do double check it before it comes through and just go, okay, is this something that's going to be where would this best fit? Where's the audience going to be best looking for this particular thing? And I know that in the future there's going to be categories created because people will have things we haven't even thought of yet. So don't be too concerned about that. We can create a category for sure. And if you do have the desire to be in multiple categories, then probably the year unlimited package, which I'll show you in a moment, is probably the best thing to do. Because if you're just going to have one listing, then just buy the one listing. And if you want to have any add-ons like an event or whatever, then just buy that as you go casually. But if you've got 3 or 4 things, you're way better off having the year unlimited package for that. Yeah, which I'll talk about in a minute. But very good. Thanks, Lisa. And thanks, Gail, for the support. I just saw that in the chat. Thanks very much. And Kirsty and London. Okay, I got it. And Anik, yeah, thanks, guys. Any other questions at this stage? I know Gail's got a question. Where are you, Gail?
Yeah, I do.
No, thanks, Craig. Keeping an eye out.
So I just wanted to ask, because I've got that journal that will come out by the end of the year. So I'm wondering, when you set up the sales, how does that work for actual physical product? What's that connected to?
It'll link in, you can set up where that goes however you like. So we can have the button go directly to your website so that you can, we're not going to process your sales. That will all be done through you. So if you've got a physical product, you'll hit the button and it'll go to your website landing page. We'll have it it'll open a new tab for the person so that they can still have access to our site, but they'll just go straight to your website and it'll just click through there. So that's the easiest way, because then we're not having to, we just want to be straight connecting and creating the network with everybody. Don't have skin in the game as to how many sales you make or anything like that. It's just here's your listing, there's your fee. You go knock yourself out and sell a bunch of journals through your website. But you can also, just as easily say, hey, I'd rather just have some people connect to me via email, or, I want them to go this way. We can set it up any way you like in terms of how you get your thing published. And it's actually part of the brief is you elect what's your preferred method of your interaction with your customers. So it's totally up to you how you do it.
So I'm going to lean in for everybody, because they don't realise how genius and great that is, because you're not an Amazon, you're not taking a slice, you're just in the work. I just think that's great.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's simple, it's easy, and it's just very straightforward. And you just get to run your business how you run your business. We're just basically the signboard for, hey, this is where all the geniuses are. And the vision is to have it become the point of call first. If you're looking for something, you come to Genius to you first, and then if you can't find it, then either use the networks, who do you know who, or then you go further afield. But it's really, simplicity is the key. Yeah. Thanks, Gail. Jackie.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, Jackie.
Awesome platform, and to share the same philosophy, and it's just really exciting to have that same language. My question is, before, so if, for example, there's a category and a link to my site, for example, if people are just looking at viewing on the directory, my blurb, and they don't follow through to my website, is there any chance of sort of knowing what the analytics are, so maybe I could place it in a different category, or is that too complicated?
Right, now that's getting really technical and way beyond my pay grade. However, I'm pretty sure that's possible. Yeah. So I think that if there's enough interest in it, we'll definitely explore it for sure. Because if it's about, you know, where are they going from yours to? Yeah, then I'm definitely not closed to that idea. At this stage, it's not something I'm aware of. It may even already exist, but I think that just for the sake of some analytics going into the site, and as I said, but beyond my pay grade, I'm a creator and a coach, but I know that there will be a way of creating that outcome down the track. So does that sort of answer your question, Jackie?
Yes, thank you, Linda. Yes, thank you. Awesome.
Oh, something's gone weird. Why is there someone's sharing something? Someone's found the whiteboard and is sharing it, and it's not me. So let me just I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. So thanks. Oh, Karen. Thanks, Karen. That was awesome. Yeah, the whiteboard was good. So any other questions? And then I'll just go through and give you some payment like rates and that sort of thing, just so you got an idea of what the costings are involved, because it's not expensive. And before we do that, I'd just like, Irvin, can you just unmute yourself and just say hi to everybody, because you have been a rock star and really helping us get this ready, and even right up to the last minute before our launch today, helping a few people get their details up to date. So just unmute yourself and say hi to everyone.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Irvin. I am Linda's Genius 2U assistant. So it's nice meeting you all virtually. So basically this website is designed for all unique creators to serve everyone with your offered services. And it's also nice to see different niches here in the website. So we were able to share and connect to the people around the globe. So that's all.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Evan. He really, you know, Evan is so fast. You know, I send him something and 5 minutes later he's like, done. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to give him other things to do. But he's super helpful. And so if you ever need anything, just email him directly. So it's assistant@genius2u.com, but that'll be on all our communications anyway. But now you've got a face that goes with the name. And let's just give him a bit of natural success love for sharing. It would have been a bit terrifying to jump on there. So thank you so much, Evan, for jumping on there for us and introducing yourself. That's beautiful. So now I am going to draw the winner in a moment, but I'm going to tell you what they're actually winning. I'm going to share the screen yet again. Hang on, I'm just going to change my thingies. I really love that sharing the screen thing. Here we go. All right. So I hope I've got the right one. So at the moment, up until the end of July, the foundation listing rates will be this. After that, I'll be tuning in. I don't know what they'll be, right? They will be going up. So the foundation listings are, if you're just going to do one listing, it's $2.95 Australian. By the way, everything's in Australian dollars. So if you're in America, just basically chop a third off all these prices. And if you're in Europe, probably chop it in half. I don't know. It's just so $2.95 a year. That's for the whole year. And at the moment, actually, your year won't start officially until the 1st of July. So you get your first month free anyway. So it gives us a chance to get our listings going, get a chance to get you on there. So even if you pay now, you won't actually officially start your year until July the 1st. You can do it quarterly if you like. Obviously, it's going to work out a little bit more expensive to do it that way. But you know, $2.95 a year is really super cheap for anything. Any of you guys like me have been on Facebook and done some Facebook ads or boosting? Yeah, the $2.95 goes in days, like it's just gone. And I've had that happen when I had it on the wrong setting, and I think it happened in one day. And it was pretty scary. I think I lost about $500. Anyway, once you've got your primary listing, so it's just one listing. Once you've got the primary one, if you want to go into other categories, then if you want to go into one or two, just go into it. It's actually only $99 a year for those ones. So super cheap. But if you'd like to do the Foundation Unlimited package, you can actually have as many listings as you like in any categories, and it's $600 for the year. And again, it won't start until the 1st of July. In that, you've also got the opportunity to be featured in one of the categories. So let's say you're a coach, and for 30 days, you get featured in the one-on-one coaching category or the specialty coaching category. So that won't be any extra cost for you for one of those. And you've also got the opportunity to do 2 things on our notice board for free as well. So you could be a guest contributor or a podcaster. By the way, collab's not going to cost anything. And certain free events won't cost you anything either. So if you've got a free event, just apply to us, and we'll let you know whether it's something that would be off charge or not. Obviously, if it's an intro into your journey business, then it's usually going to, eventually the plan is to get you some revenue. So paying an extra little bit of money for an event's not going to be the end of the world for that. But just apply anyway, we'll let you know. But basically, as this unlimited package, you get unlimited category and event listings for 12 months. So you can, if you've got, you do 4 or 5 events in a year, that's going to help with that as well. So it helps you to really get an established baseline. And again, all in Australian dollars. So Gail, you can celebrate even harder on that one. If you've got events, seminars and trainings, as I said, these are a little different in their time sensitivity. A directory listing is going to sit there for the whole year and just, be in front of people the whole year long. With an event, it may only be next month, it may be in 2 months' time. So those events, trainings and seminars or listings it's the 30-day listing, it's $99, or for 60 days, it's $150. If you're going to have multiple throughout the year and you just know in advance that's what's going to be like, just send us an email and we'll sort you out a package, because then it makes it easier for you also to be managing your budgets for your seminars, events and trainings. And then there's just a few little add-ons available to you. You can have a featured listing in any category. So normally that's $50 a month. You can be a featured genius on something big, you'll be right there at the very top of the notice board. So that'll be $150. But if you want to go into it before the end of July, there are actually some specials on that as well. It's going to be half price for that. And collab space listing, depending on what it is, as I said, it's probably likely to be free most of the time, but we'll have a base price of $20 just in case it gets out of hand and we end up with all sorts of things going on. So that's available on the website too. You can find that on the via the pricing page. Now, everyone does need to apply, so there is a little form, and for you guys, it's just a matter of process, because I know everybody on here, you've all done CYD and that sort of thing, so that won't be anything difficult. It just, after that, you'll be sent a link to do what we call a briefing, which basically means you just fill in the form. So we've got the accurate information for each listing, which does mean you need to do a new one for each one. And the reason is we don't want to get your things confused. Just because it's clear in your head doesn't necessarily mean it's clear in mine. So if we do it in a separate form for each listing that you want to put in, it means it's all in the one line for us, and we can just make sure all the right information is going into all the right listings, and it's not going to get confusing, well, as best as possible anyway. So, but if you got any questions, there's emails all over the place. You'll be speaking at this stage mostly with Irvin, or me, depending on where your email ends up, and we'll definitely get you on the straight and narrow with everything along the way. So, all right, any questions from all of that now? Kirsty.
Thanks, Linda. I've just got one question. I'm wondering where you're going to market the site.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. Now, I've got plans of spending a lot of the money that comes in back into things like, believe it or not, Facebook ads and Instagram and all that sort of thing, but targeted, well specific to the audiences and that sort of thing. We want to bring people in through things like the podcasting and the guest articles, and more than just saying, hey, we've got a directory. We want to make it interesting and interactive so people are coming through. But obviously we need to target into the right audiences, so that means we are going to need to use the brains of those people above my pay bracket who do know the analytics, who do know the social media. And so, the people that we'll be engaging to do that, I've already got one on the, but I'm not going to say who that is just yet. So, definitely knows that it's happening and is keen to be involved. So, and knows well the audience that we're talking about. So, Yeah, so essentially it'll be digital and done hopefully with the best outreach to the audience we want, because we want people who understand our philosophies and our premises of being in the world to actually be the ones that come and visit the page.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Kirsty. Very good. Who's next with a question or anyone? Oh, Beata. Hey, Beata.
Hey, Linda, thanks. I'm camouflaged in black for a change. Very, very cool. So a couple of things. First one, I just wanted to say, like, Irvin, you're amazing. Sending
Yes.
yesterday and it just happened just like that. Very, very cool.
Mm.
Now, questions. I've totally forgotten. Oh, yes. The first one was, I noticed that Ed very cleverly put a booking link in his coaching thing, and I never thought of that.
Yep.
So that's something that we can do, is actually put
Absolutely.
our
Yeah, you
link
can
in the
put
thing.
whatever you like in there. Yeah.
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 And the other one was, is there a place, or is there plans to have a place where people can look for stuff? So someone might go, I'm looking for a plumber, but there isn't one here yet.
Yes, yeah. So that will be, at this point in time, it'll be something I envisage will go on the notice board, because then it'll be like, you know, things that we're looking for, and we'll encourage the community to keep coming back and looking at that page, so that they go, oh yeah, my husband's a plumber now. He hasn't quite done the work yet, but you know, we can at least have that as a recommendation, you know, that sort of thing. Because if we don't have that listed in the category, I can't see why we wouldn't go from within the community to source it, you know, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it would be something like that along the way. And even if it's becomes, hey, we end up with a plumber who happens to be the husband of a mastery graduate or something, you know, it's almost like creative development by osmosis, but
Sure.
but you know, there's definitely, look, this is still in its infancy. It literally was only, you know, it's been, the site itself's only been built for a couple of months, you know, and being tested and all that sort of thing. So, and there's plenty of room for that, and the scope for things like search bars to go in and all that sort of thing. So yeah, there's lots of things on the development list down the track.
Yeah, it's happened so quickly, totally geniusly inspired. Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Beata. Gail, did you have another question? Is it Craig was messaging me? Oh, she's disappeared.
Just got distracted.
Oh, there you are.
I was just wondering, and I thought it through after, and probably, yeah, just do it on your link. But I had been working with animations, because I've got some t-shirts that I've developed for people that do genius work. But I was just thinking, I've animated that. I don't know if you've got the capacity to embed the animation in the graphic, which would probably be.
Sure we can. I'm pretty sure we would be able to do that. Yeah, yeah. There'll be a way. There's always a way, and there's always a, you know, I've got resources where I can tap into people who know those sorts of things and do pretty amazing things within the type of website structure. So, yeah,
Awesome.
Set us a challenge. Why not?
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, beautiful. Brigitte had a question about getting marketed through William's database. Well, you know, I if that becomes available, we definitely will do that. I haven't actually asked William as yet, but that doesn't mean that I won't. And also, as powerful creators, we get ourselves started, get going, get some momentum with it, and he does know the site exists. I've actually shown him around it, and he was smiling and nodding, and you know, so that's a good thing. So he does know that it exists, and we will talk about it more along the way. And if it does turn out that we will market to that database through, you know, whatever means that comes about through our conversations with William, then so be it. And that would be fantastic, because it's going to increase the scope. And we will still be keeping our focus on how to attract our audience as well. And we know the audience that we're going for. So that's, you know, who knows? As I said, I mentioned before, Robert Fritz and Chris Duncan. I may even have a chat with Chris at some stage. So Kel and I did training with Chris as well. So, you know, he's a friend of ours. So we'll have a chat potentially down the track. So there we go. So it's all in its newness, and it's a launch, and it's very exciting and also exhausting, but exhausting in a good way. So, but I'm glad that we're up and we're running, and that you guys know about it, and that you come and put your energy into it. So that's amazing. Thank you. So any other questions or remarks, or and you know, as I said, open to suggestions, just email us, team@genius2u.com, or Irvin, assistant@genius2u.com. And because you know, it is an evolution, and the more synergy we have, the better. Oh, thanks, Craigie. You just reminded me that there's a draw. Someone's going to win a yearly package. So let me just go over here. And all the names have now been put into my little random name picker. So are we ready? Who's going to do the drum roll? Anyone? Yeah, that's it. Here we go. All right, let's go. Oh, Jane Slacksmith. All right, so Jane has won herself an unlimited package for the year. There we go. Well done, Jane. I know she couldn't make it tonight. So yeah, thank you for all of that. Oh, I didn't even share the screen to show you. What a turkey. Actually, I'll share the screen now so you can see it. It is there. I was supposed to do it in front of you, but anyway, it went, all these names were rolling around, and then it stopped on Jane. So there we go. All right, I wasn't kidding. What a turkey. Anyway, that's fine. You can't have a launch with it going perfectly, can you? So we might as well have it go just that little bit bumpy. Okay, so yeah, well, thank you guys. Thanks for coming along. I really hope this is something that you find of value, that you you know, see as part of your vision to help you to create what it is you're creating, and another avenue to really get your message out there into the world and in front of people who want to do the work with you and understand where we're coming from. You know, you don't have to go right back and teaching people basic premises, and you can actually take them on and really take them to a whole new level with their creations as well. So thank you so much. And if that's it, go and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. Thanks, guys. Unmute, make a racket.
Yay!
Thanks,
Yay,
Linda.
thanks, guys. We are launched.
Well done.
Well done.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well done, guys.
See you on there.
Yeah, see you on there. It's going to be fun. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
You too.